Today we are going to discuss on a critical operational issue, and this actually directly impact our furnace productivity and economics. And this is about the effect of PCI coal ash quality on hot metal production. And this is not a very theoretical exercise. It is also practical business case that every operator, shift supervisor, or burden planner need to understand. So we will see how just 1% point increase in PCI coal ash can trigger a miserable production loss. So the question we are answering today is how much hot metal output do we lose if our PCI colas deteriorate by just 1%? And more importantly, what does this mean for our plant economics and daily operation? Because many time in discussion such type of question comes. Now, in this slide, we already we have to fix our base case, and let's in process of establishing this base case, we can see here we have taken working volume of 3000 meter cube of blast furnace, a typical medium to large installation, and under normal operating condition with clean PCI coal, we are achieving productivity of around 2.0, 2.0. So this translates to 6000 ton of hot metal production every day. Now average fuel loss is 10%, and this is combined ash from coke and PCI both. So 10% is the combined PCI combined as percentage. So total fuel rate is 500 kg per ton hot metal, and this is our reference point. So our target or baseline, we can say, what we want to maintain is already fixed. So the 10% as level is what we taken as in a baseline is reasonable, and it's what we expect from the typical coke and good quality of PCI. Now the fuel rate of 500 kg per ton hot metal is as I have mentioned, it include both coke and injected coal, and it also reflect the efficient iron making at this furnace size and productivity level. Now coming to our next slide, which is about moving forward. It is about what happens if our PCA coal quality slips. So let's say as increased by just 1% point from 10 to 11. So as you can see, 10 to 11, 1% ash is increased, and this might sound small, but let me show you what engineering tells. So first impact, the fuel rate increase. Industry standard thumb rule, as we know, 1% ash leads to almost 1% to 1.5% higher fuel rate. So we are using a very conservative estimate of 1.5%, that's 7.5 kg per ton hot metal as it is being derived. So that 7.5 kg per ton hot metal is the additional fuel with no corresponding increase in hot metal output. So we can ask ourselves that this is what the quantum of loss is there. We are using fuel, but we are not producing hot metal. So so in return we are not getting. But let us also look into the second impact. Second impact is about slag and flux increase. The extra ash in the PCI coal creates a extra slag volume, and roughly 1 to 1.5% more. So these tighten our thermal balance or permeability limits also. Our blast furnace geometry and wind capacity and stope capacity are fixed, as we know, and within this context we are putting more load. So or there will be a less room in the furnace, means a less margin for pushing output. Now coming to the third impact, the limiting factor, at fixed wind and blast capacity, we cannot safely maintain the same productivity with a higher slag. So as you may conservative 1% productivity drop from uh, 2.0 to 1.98. So this is realistic. We have all seen this. When quality slips, the first thing operator notice is that the furnace tighten up. So or you cannot push as hard without restoring to aggressive measure uh, that risk other problems also. So now, so here it's all about the numbers. So as you can see, in the productivity in the base case was 2.0, and with the 1% rise, and considering all those sensitivity, the productivity dropped to 1.98. So a furnace which is now producing around 6,000, and if we take it as a 0.02% loss in productivity, there's a result to 5940, which is 60 ton hot metal every day loss is there. So we can say that compared to our base case, there is a gap of uh, hmm, or we can say that a 1% ash increase cost us 60 ton of hot metal per day. So think about that, what this means over a month of or a year. So monthly loss, if you see, then 1,800 tons, and annual loss is 22,000 tons. So at current steel prices, that a significant revenue loss is there. But more than that, it's a capacity loss, 60 ton hot metal per day, and that we cannot produce. So no matter how hard we try, we cannot make up this loss by working harder or running longer. The furnace physics would not allow it, not without upgrading the wind capacity or other capital investment. So let me bring this home for the operation team. The key message is pretty clear, and coal quality directly translate to the furnace output. There is no doubt about it. And on a 3000 meter cube furnace running 6000 ton hot metal per day, just 1%, or we can say the percent point of the ash deterioration in our PCI coal removes 60 tons of hot metal from our daily production. So what does this mean for us? That the number one is the PCI coal quality is a revenue issue. This is not just a technical specification, it's a business metric. We can say when we source PCI coal, we need to demand ash around 10% or minimum. Higher ash coal might seem cheaper per ton, but it costs us a lost production, which cannot we cannot bring back. Uh, the second point is the modern planning must be a factor in coal quality. Shift supervisor and the modern planner who track your PCI as daily. If ash creep up, then expect furnace tightening. So plan your pressure and win accordingly. Don't blame the furnace. Look at your fuel quality first, and accordingly we can take strategical changes in burdening. As for the third point is concerned, is which is about the procurement need to hold the line, where we have to work with the procurement to maintain a strict as specification, negotiate penalties into contract for the off specification coal, make the case PCI is PCIS. We can see that PCIS is not just a specification, it's about a quantity of metal loss. That is, we have already evaluated the 60 ton hot metal every day we lost on account of 1% ash. As for the fourth point is concerned, is which is about a long-term strategy. So we must have to monitor our PCI suppliers closely, consider blending strategies if one source drift. So invest in coal crushing and beneficiation if quality becomes um, endemic. So bottom line is that if we let PCI coal ash slip, we lose production. If we maintain quality discipline, we protect our output and our profitability.